Okay, we've touched on the tuning principle and the octave principle and the slight variation between the G string and the B string and some of the implications of that. This video I'd like to kind of go over the triad and how to pull chords from the scales. And in order to do that, we have to understand the scale mathematically. And when I say mathematically, I say that because each note in a particular scale has a numerical value in relation to the rest of the notes in the scale. And we'll start off with the A major scale. And the scale is such: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. Now, as I said, the notes to the scale have a numerical value, and I just counted it out. The A has a numerical value of 1 in the A major scale. The B has a numerical value of 2 in the A major scale. The C sharp 3, D 4, etc. Okay. Well, to create a chord, you need the most basic chord. You need 3 notes, a full chord. 3 notes: the first, the third, and the fifth. Okay. Now we have to figure out how to construct those notes so that they're played simultaneously rather than individually. Individually, they're what is called an arpeggio. Okay, well, we can apply the tuning principle and take the fifth and go back 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got our first, our third, and our fifth. But as you can tell, it's kind of a muddy sounding chord, which definitely serves its purpose. But we can also do this. We can take, since we know we have the octave thing going already here with the first note, with the one starting the scale over here. Okay, well, we can apply that octave principle to the third. 5, 10, 12. Remember, there's 12 notes between octaves. And transfer the third from there to there. We've got the first, we've got the fifth, we've got the third. And that's how you construct a bar chord. Okay, now the same principle applies to the minor scale. The difference between the minor scale and the major scale, as far as my understanding goes, is the third, the sixth, and the seventh are all dropped half a step. They're flatted. So rather than the minor scale is going to sound like, okay, but again in the chord, since there's only the first, the third, and the fifth, the only thing we're going to worry about flatting is the third. Okay, so we can take this third, apply the tuning principle, apply the octave principle, 5, 10, 12, and there we have our minor bar chord constructed. Now, I realize that I could have shown you just, okay, the major chord is, and the minor chord is, and you probably already knew that anyways. And if you didn't know it, you'd have figured that out just as fast as I showed it to you. But the reason I showed you how to do it from the standpoint of pulling the notes from the scale is because if you can learn to do that, you can take that formula 1, 3, 5 and apply it any place on the neck. And also it helps you to figure out other chords, which I won't go into just yet. But just to take the 1, 3, 5 formula, or the 1, 3, 5, okay, Well, we know this is an A, so if we go back 5, we got the open A. Okay, we can apply the 12 note octave principle. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's that note again. So we've got the open A, got the third, and then we have the fifth, which we can apply the octave principle from here. 5, 10, 12. There we have a solid A major chord. Okay, and this formula also applies even though we took the arpeggio and transferred a note of it to create the chord. This applies also to the arpeggios. You can take the arpeggio and transform it all over the neck. So that's why it's important. If you can take the tuning principle and the octave principle, and then you take the triad and learn how to build your chords from the scales, and then use those other principles to move the chord all over the neck, different positions and different formations. It opens the neck wide up to, just wide open, and you can use it for all kinds of things. It helps you to be creative. It helps you to get out of the box.